There we go. Sorry, didn't realize I was still muted. Sorry about that. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you for joining me for the third GOP debate. That's much better. As usual, Trump is doing a standalone rally down the street from that, so you may hear that in the background. I'm watching it. Thus far, we've just had Don Jr. come out and make some wild claims. There's been a lot of Elvis, Pinball Wizard by Elton John, Elvis again, James Brown, and two really weird commercials in the middle. But if anything notable happens at the rally, I will let you all know. But without further ado, let's get started.
It's allowed drugs and even terrorists to come into this country. Well, I care. I am not going to sit idly by and let this country continue its downward spiral. We need leadership, and we need it now. I'll take the hits. I'll take the arrows. I'll take the slings, because ultimately it's not about me. It's about you. I will fight for you. I will make sure to lead this country's revival, and I will win for you and your family. Actions speak louder than words. We don't have time for excuses, and it's not something that we're going to be able to have all these distractions. As a veteran, I will get the job done. Now, if you look where we are now, it's a lot different than we were in 2016.
You're barely a veteran.
And Donald Trump's
you're
a
barely a
different
veteran
guy than he was.
Like, you just got some appointments because you were Ivy League.
On this stage and explain why he should get another chance. He should explain why he didn't have Mexico pay for the border wall. He should explain why he racked up so much debt. He should explain why he didn't drain the swamp. And he said
you should
Republicans
explain
get tired of winning.
Why you ran Florida into the ground. You should explain why you walking around in heels, but you don't like drag queens. Explain that.
A historic victory, including a massive landslide right here in Miami-Dade County. That's how we have to do it. So I promise you this: as the nominee next November, I'll get the job done, and as president, I will.
You can't talk over. Shut it up.
Let me turn to Ambassador Haley. Why you and not the former president?
Well, I think you look at the fact that we're almost $34 trillion in debt. 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. 50% of American families can't afford diapers. 1 in 6 American families can't pay their utility bills. You have parents who are worried about what's being said or taught to their child in the classroom. There's no transparency.
Yes, there is. Y'all just don't read the syllabus.
And students feel unsafe. You've got an open border where terrorists can come through, and we've got wars happening all over us, and they're dangers around us. You know, everybody wants to talk about President Trump. Well, I can talk about President Trump. I can tell you that I think he was the right president at the right time. I don't think he's the right president now.
He was not the right president at the right time. You just like that little ambassadorship that he gave you that you didn't even keep, because you was like, "Whoa, this is going so wrong."
And foreign issues. Now he's getting weak in the knees and trying to be friendly again. I think that we've got to go back to the fact that we can't live in the past. We can't live in other headlines. We've got to start focusing on what's going to make America strong and proud. And that's what I'm focused on doing. Let's make sure we pay down our debt. I think we need an accountant in the White House. Let's make sure that we have transparency in the classroom. As a mom, I know what that means. Let's make sure we secure our borders so that our families are safe. Let's get crime down, because our families want to know that they can be safe no matter where they go. And as the wife of a combat veteran, I will tell you, a military needs to know we have their back, and we need to make sure that America is.
Ambassador, thank you very much.
All right. Got rid of the reverb.
Let me just caution the audience. Let's not go down this road. We've asked you to please, keep restraining yourselves, and would be helpful so we can hear the candidates, because these are important issues and the voters want and need to hear them. Mr. Ramaswamy, let me turn to you. Please make your case. Why should you be the nominee and not the former president?
So he can avoid court.
Going on in the Republican Party here, and I am upset about what happened last night.
Dude, you're a libertarian. You donated to everybody. You gave money to everybody. You are self-proclaimed apolitical sometimes and libertarian most of the time.
We have lost 2018, 2020, 2022, no red wave that never came. We got trounced last night in 2023. And I think that we have to have accountability in our party. For that matter, Ron, if you want to come on stage tonight, you want to look the GOP voters in the eye and tell them you resign, I will yield my time to you. And frankly, look, the people there cheering for losing in the Republican Party. Think about who's moderating this debate. This should be Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, and Elon Musk. We'd have 10 times the viewership, asking questions that GOP primary voters actually care about and bringing more people into our party. You think the Democrats, and we've got Kristen Welker here, you think the Democrats would actually hire Greg Gutfeld to host a Democratic debate? They wouldn't do it. And so the fact of the matter is,
Greg Gutfeld is horrible. He's misogynistic. You know what? I see why you brought him up. You think that you white.
Network for years. Was that real, or was that Hillary Clinton made up disinformation? Answer the question. Go.
Mr. Ross.
Did he just answer the question? Go.
Accountability, because this media rigged the 2016 election.
You're avoiding accountability.
And they're going to rig this election.
Your time is up.
Accountability.
Let me turn to Governor Christie.
In 2016, you didn't even vote. In 2020, you backed Trump but didn't vote.
Let's not do this. Let's let the candidates speak.
You're running from a subpoena. We're talking about
let's look.
accountability.
You said it at the beginning of the debate.
And also serious.
We
Lord,
are
these
dealing
people
with
still sitting out in the cold. We're outside.
Important issues facing this
Still
country
waiting
right
on
now.
Trump to show up.
We have our greatest ally in the Middle East under fire from a terrorist group that has committed to wiping them and every Jewish person in this
Palestine
world
is our
Ukraine,
you spoil it. You
with
spewing
Vladimir
bullshit,
Putin,
big boy. Okay.
a communist
All right,
KGB
Precious.
dictator who wants to put the old band back together. He's starting in Ukraine, and he's going to move to the Baltics and Poland after that. We have inflation in this country that is choking every American family that wants to try to rise up and give their children a better life.
Now finish the sentence. High
tonight,
inflation
we need to
and
decide
record-breaking
which president's gonna be
corporate
the one to tackle the big issues.
profits. So
Who's gonna make
where
this
is
country
that
look
coming
once
from?
again,
Because if
just
you're not
inward,
going to tell your rich
but look outward at
homeboys
the world.
at the head of industry to stop
America
the stopping,
is the country, the indispensable
even when
nation
you get into
that
office,
makes
if you ever
this
get
a
into
safer
office,
world.
it's going to be
And
the
in a
same
safer
thing.
world, American innovation, American
But you know, we're
hard
not
work
supposed to talk about
has always been the thing
All right.
that has driven our country to
Okay.
greater things. I'm going to be the president who will do those big things. We're not going to be small, and I'll say this about Donald Trump. Anybody who's going to be spending the next year and a half of their life focusing on keeping themselves out of jail and courtrooms cannot lead this party or this country.
Right,
and it needs to be said plainly.
Governor, thank
So
you.
Vivek, step down.
Senator Scott, you've said former President Trump can't win. Make your case to Republican voters.
Well, certainly. What I would say without any question is that the truth of my life destroys the lies of the radical left. We need a president and a candidate who will actually help our base solidify and attract independent voters into our party.
Your life
The
of
Great
poor decisions?
Opportunity Party is now winning back African American voters.
Your life of poor
Hispanic voters,
decisions because
we are
you paint this
working
picture that,
on a
oh,
foundation
I
based
was
on
raised by a
faith.
single mother. Your parents
Our
got
nation
divorced
is facing
and
some
your
deep
grandparents
challenges.
stepped
It
in
is
to
a
raise
loss
you.
of faith
You
in
would have
this
been a football
nation.
star,
It is a part of
according
the
to the
erosion that we're
stats,
seeing
but you
every
fell
single
asleep
day.
behind the wheel
It's
and
restoring
bust your
faith,
ass.
restoring our Christian values that will help this nation once again.
You're a
become
walking
the
stereotype.
city on the hill.
You are
When
Candace
Ronald Reagan
Owens
talked about the city on the hill,
if she got a hold of a
he
bottle of
spoke from
Nair
Matthew 5.
instead of
When
shampoo.
President Lincoln talked about a house divided, that was Mark.
Oh,
Our
my
founding
goodness.
documents speak to the importance of the faith foundation. You don't have to be a Christian for America to work for you, but America does not work without a faith-filled Judeo-Christian foundation.
No, that's
I
not
would
why
be the
we got
president that
here.
helps us restore faith in God, faith in each
It
other,
was
and
never
faith in our
instilled,
future.
instilled
Without that
here.
focus, none of the issues, the policies matter. We have to get back to being a nation that is, in fact, the city on the hill that believes in each other enough for
Where
us
is
to
this
fight
nation?
for that future.
When did we
Senator
ever
Scott,
believe in
thank
each
you. We're
other?
turning now to the challenges facing
What the hell?
the next commander-in-chief.
Anywho, they finally got these white people down here,
and the Republican Jewish
down the
coalition
street from the
and from
debate.
Kristen
They no
and
longer
you.
waiting for somebody.
So as we continue forward, the
Miss
Israel-Hamas
Ozempic
war is
herself,
barely a
Sarah
month
Huckabee
old.
Sanders, has shown
Tonight,
up.
Israeli troops are fighting inside Gaza
These
City
people look
with
so
over
bored. They look
200
so bored.
hostages who remain
Oh,
captive there,
Jesus.
and civilian casualties mount inside Gaza. As President of the United States, what would you be urging Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to do at this moment?
Die.
Governor DeSantis.
I would be telling
Die.
Bibi
finish the job once and for all with these.
Oh, of course, Mr. Guantanamo Bay would say that.
They're massacring innocent people. They would wipe
They
every
who?
Jew off the globe if they could.
Are you Jewish? Because if you're not
cannot
Jewish, you
with
shouldn't
that
say that
threat
word.
right by his
You
country.
should. That's a
That
no-no
Hamas
word. You're
should
not supposed to
release
say
every
that.
hostage,
You not.
and they should unconditionally surrender. I'm sick.
Why
of
do you
hearing
look
the
high?
media. I'm sick of hearing other people.
We're sick of
blame
hearing you.
Israel just for defending itself. We will stand with Israel.
Israel isn't defending itself. Israel's the bully, just like
I
you.
can tell you, as governor,
Just like
I actually
you.
did something about it. Biden's neglect
What did
has
you
been
do as a
atrocious.
governor? You went and got
We
white
had Floridians
folks.
that were over there after the attack. He left them stranded. They couldn't get
Oh,
flights
he
out.
left them
So
straight.
I scrambled
You were in the
resources
military,
in
but you don't
Florida.
understand
I
how this
sent
goes. Okay.
planes over to Israel, and I brought back over 700 people to safety. There could have been more hostages.
You brought home 700 white people.
I'll tell you this: I met the first plane load when they came to Florida, and one of the mothers
You had a
pointed to
photo
6-year-old
op
daughter,
that was
and
piss
she
poor.
said, "My daughter had been saying the last 2 nights, Mommy, I don't want to hear any more bombs, no more rockets. I just want to get back to Florida." So there's a difference.
Ain't no kid on
words
the.
and
She
deeds.
didn't say
We
that shit.
acted, and we saved
You just like
lives.
them mommy
Thank you.
bloggers that be like, my nephew came over and said, praise God, Jesus, and gave us a 16-minute sermon. He ain't do shit. He asked for a Pop-Tart nephew to wipe his poopy ass.
Finish them. And the reason is I worked on this.
Oh,
every
Lord,
day when
I
was
don't
at the
even know.
United Nations. And we have to remember that they have to, 1, eliminate
Ugh.
Hamas. 2, support Israel with whatever they need.
Honey, did you
whenever they
forget your
need it.
brown?
And 3, make sure we bring our hostages home.
How you
We
gonna
need to
bring
be
the
very
hostages
clear
home when
on
y'all want to
today.
bomb up
There
everything?
would be
Did you
no
forget
Hamas
your brown?
without Iran. There would be no
Nimarata.
Hezbollah without Iran.
Nimarata.
There would not be the Houthis
You
without
brown
Iran.
girl.
And there
You's
wouldn't
a brown
be
girl.
the Iranian militias
Yes,
in Syria
you
and
was
Iraq that are trying to
brown.
hit our military men and women. If it hadn't
You
been
was
for
one of the
Iran. And
ones
who
that
is
they will
funding
wipe out when
Iran
they get
right
done over there.
China is buying oil from Iran.
You is
Russia
not going to be
getting drones and
president
missiles from
because you's
Iran,
got a
and there's an
vagina.
unholy alliance. We need to be clear-eyed. The last thing we need to do is to tell Israel what to do. The only thing we should be doing.
Why
is
y'all tell us what to
supporting
do
them
over
and
here all the
eliminating
damn
Hamas.
time?
It is not.
Tell us what to
that
do with our
Israel
hoo-has.
needs
Tell us what to do in the
America.
bedroom. Tell us what to
America
do when
needs
we go to the
Israel. They are the
library.
tip of the
Tell us
spear
what
when
to
it
do at the
comes to
grocery
this
store. Tell us what to
Islamic
do at
terrorism,
work.
and we need to
Shit.
make sure that we have their backs in
But
that
you can't tell
process.
Israel what to do, and you give Israel a damn allowance. You don't even give us an allowance. You make us pay for them. It's just 5 of them that qualified tonight. Tim, Scott, Chris Christie, Nimrod, Vivek, and DeSantis Stupid.
So what I would tell Bibi is that Israel has the right and the responsibility to defend itself. I would tell
Yo,
him
Barbara
to
has
smoke
the
those
right and the
terrorists on the southern
responsibility
border.
to
And
tell
I'll
you
the
this shit ain't
President of the
working
United
for the
States,
top of your
I'll be
head.
terrorists on our southern
What in
border.
the wop
That's
baba
his
loop wop man
responsibility. This is our
fuckery is that?
responsibility. That's how we move forward. But I want to be
Ooh,
careful
your
to
forehead is
avoid
bigger than the
making
Gaza Strip.
mistakes from the
What the
neo-Nazis
hell?
of the past. Corrupt
Don't nobody give a
politicians
shit about
and
what you got to
voting
say.
parties spent trillions,
What is
killed
going
billions,
on?
made billions for themselves in
How
places
the
like
top
Iraq
of your
and
forehead
Afghanistan,
tan and the
fighting
rest of
wars that
how you got an
thousands
ombre
of our sons
face?
and daughters, people
How was that
died in
ombre?
wars that did not advance
What the
anyone's
hell?
interests, adding $7 trillion
And you
to
ain't
our
even
national
balding
debt.
properly.
Joe Biden
You
sold
balding
off
like
our
a
foreign
crooked
policy.
letter.
Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, got a $5
You like
million
M.I.
bribe from
crooked letter,
Ukraine.
crooked letter,
That's why we're
haircut,
sending
crooked letter.
$200 billion
What the fuck?
back to that same country. The fact of the matter is the Republican Party is
Why
not
your
that much
eyebrows
better
can't stay
than the
still?
likes of Nikki Haley, who stepped down from her
Are your
job
eyebrows the
immediately.
ASL interpreter for the night? Nikki pissed. Nikki gonna hit you in one of these debates. She gonna turn. All the brown girl is gonna come out of her. She gonna turn around and smack the dog spittle out of you. Nikki is ready to go. She ready to give you the skippity pack. You go after her in every debate. She about to find a chonkla and chunk the fuck out of your forehead. She about to get your hairline right. Lord have mercy, Lord.
You're the president. You're on the phone in the Oval Office with the Prime Minister. You tell him what?
Y'all done aged this poor man 67 years in less than 5 minutes.
Mr. Netanyahu, not only do you have the responsibility and the right to wipe Hamas off of the
Why are y'all acting like you supposed to be afraid of Bibi Netanyahu? When are we afraid of motherfuckers we give an allowance to? You just be like, hey, Bibi from Philly, quit fucking around or I'm gonna take my shit back. You know them rockets that you like to play with so much? Detonate another one. Detonate another one. I'm gonna come take all my shit. And I ain't gonna give you no more money. I'm gonna cut you off I'm gonna cut you off like Trump cut off Marla Maples.
Frankly, President Biden has
Bada bing, bada bing, we're done.
That is why I've said that there's blood dripping from
She
the
about
hands
to
of President
poison all
Obama
his
and
nuggets.
President Biden. I would tell President Biden with great clarity, if you want to stop the 40+
Tim Scott, he said
of
you were the,
military
you know
personnel
what,
in
you
the
know,
Middle
okay,
East,
be
you
stupid,
have to
okay.
strike in
All right, so
Iraq.
your family went from
If you
picking
wanna
cotton to
make a
putting cotton in
difference,
your
you
ears.
cannot just
All right,
continue
okay.
to have strikes in Syria on warehouses. You actually have to cut off the head of the snake, and the head of the snake is Iran and not simply their proxies. In order for us to have a powerful
You got a
response
booty chin. I just realized
of
that.
America, we
Booty,
have to
booty,
be
booty,
in a
booty,
position
talking
of strength.
everywhere, talking
As President of the
everywhere,
United States,
talking
my foreign
everywhere,
policy is simple.
spouting
You
that good
cannot negotiate
bullshit.
with evil.
Keep
You have
talking,
to
thinking we gonna buy
destroy it.
it. We
All right,
not,
Senator
but
Scott,
that's
thank you.
okay. Bruh, they're not gonna get you. They think you gay.
Look,
You know that,
listen,
right? They think you
these
gay.
problems are so big and serious.
They're not gonna take you.
That the first thing I would say to Prime Minister Netanyahu is pretty simple. America is here, no matter what it is you need at any time to preserve the state of Israel.
Chris,
Remember that Hamas's
Chris,
main
homie,
goal is to get
homie,
rid of
homie.
Israel.
we
Is to
remember
get
what you did to the
Israel
workers
absolutely
over in
off
New
the map.
Jersey,
Now,
okay? And we
there are
remember
three
that
things I
incident where
think
you
I would
told
say
people they couldn't
to
go
him
to
when
the
he
beach,
asked
but
for
you and your
advice.
family
The
was
first
over on
I
the
would say
beach.
is that
We
it is
remember what you did to that
absolutely our
road,
obligation
okay?
to protect the
If you call
territorial
BB from
integrity
Philly,
of Israel.
I promise you,
Secondly, to
you're gonna
make
have the
sure you
same question I
protect
would
the
have for
security and
him.
safety of your
Where you get
people.
the best
Every time
cheesesteaks at when you
something
go
happens
home,
to
bruh?
compromise either
That's
one of those
all you
things,
gonna do.
it creates greater unrest
That's all you
in
gonna
the
do.
entire region.
Outside that little interview you did
Second,
before,
you must go in and make sure that Hamas
and they was
can
being
never do
funny and
this again.
asked you where would you go to
The
eat
fact
afterwards,
is
and you
that
was like, they shouldn't let me pick a
Israel
restaurant. I
and
bet they
their
shouldn't,
intelligence
Precious. I bet they
community failed.
shouldn't.
They failed here, and they failed the people of the state of Israel.
You
And so we
failed the
need
state
to
of New
work closely
Jersey.
and better together to make sure, one, that there's great
You failed the
two,
state
that
of
we
New
know
Jersey.
everything that's going on
Trump
inside
even
Gaza
created a
Strip
position for
when
you.
it's going on,
Made
so
it
that
out of
something
thin
like this
air.
can't happen
No
to kill
predecessors.
1,400 individuals
You
again.
fucked
And then
that
the
up.
third thing
That
is
they
to
had to
drop the
erase it
ball.
from the history books.
Make sure
How you
that
fuck
we
up something
continue
that
to
you made
isolate
up?
Iran, work with the
you
reasonable
do that?
nations in the Middle East, the other
How
Arab
you?
nations
That's
who are
that's
partnering
worse
with
than
you,
getting fired on
and
your
make
day
sure
off
that
for
we
stealing
continue to
boxes.
isolate Iran so their only
The
friends in the
fuck?
world are the part of the evil
Jesus.
forces, China, Russia, Iran, and North
Governor
Korea.
Christie, thank you very much. And we're going to continue in this vein right now with a question from Matthew Brooks, the CEO of the Republican Jewish Coalition, a partner of the Republican National Committee in this debate. Here it is.
Quick question: how are you Jewish and conservative?
Proxy groups on U.S. military bases in Syria and Iraq.
Because y'all keep telling us you ain't white.
Approximately 24
So
of our U.S.
how you
servicemen.
Jewish and
Do you
conservative?
support the use of military force by the United States against
I support
Iran?
you getting a laxative, bruh, because you look a little constipated.
Yes, I'd first like to
You
say
need
they're
some
5-inch
Pepto.
heels, and I don't wear them unless you can run in them.
Oh, that's a great little tagline. They're still not going to take you.
What I will say is,
Only way they're gonna take
heels are
you
not for a fashion
is if you
statement, they're
give
for
Vivek
ammunition.
the
What we
fisticuffs.
need to be
Give him
going
all the
for
skippity
Iraq
paps right
and
now, just
Syria
real quick,
is,
just
first
come
of
out,
all,
just
the idea that our
real
men
quick,
and
just
women
real quick,
could be targeted.
real quick,
And
real
that
quick.
we've allowed almost
We ain't gonna tell nobody.
100
We ain't gonna tell.
kids
We ain't gonna see nothing.
under Biden's watch.
Well, maybe
is
a little bit. Maybe a
unthinkable.
little bit.
We need to understand this is Iran giving the green light, telling them what to do, and we shouldn't be doing a tit for tat like what Joe Biden has done. We need to go and take out their infrastructure that they are using to make those.
And this is why you didn't cut it in the UN. This right here.
Iran responds to strength.
You were
You
ambassador.
punch them
You're
once
supposed to
and you
know
punch
the
them
rules of
hard,
war.
and they
You're
will
all
back
supposed
off.
to
But
know
what we
when
don't
somebody
need
is going into
is
like
Biden telling all
genocidal
over
territory.
himself to get back
You're
on the
supposed to
Iran
be
deal.
very,
He's
very
given
well
6
versed in the
billion
Geneva
to get
Convention,
5
but
hostages
you're not.
home. Him
You know
telling
what,
Netanyahu
y'all
now he
are
needs a
like
pause or
the
a
worst
ceasefire.
students. I mean,
We
Tim
don't
Scott
need
is the
him
worst
going and
student.
sitting there
He
tiptoeing
failed
around
civics, but
Iran
then wanted to
because
get
he thinks they're
into
going to do
a
something.
career
You
path
don't
that's nothing
respond
but civics.
to an
He
enemy and a
failed
terrorist
the
with
9th
fear.
grade.
You respond with strength. When
How
you
you
do
failed the
that,
entry
that's
test?
when the world
But
pays
okay.
attention, and that's when Iran stops.
Thank you, Governor DeSantis. If I can continue with you. Just today, the U.S. launched another one of its limited airstrikes against targets in Syria, this time Iranian-linked facility. How far would you go militarily to hold Iran?
He would starve everybody.
Well, first, Matt, thanks for your question.
And then
I
force
appreciate
feed
what
him
you've done
pudding
all
with
my
his
life. I know
fingers.
it's been very difficult
And
for the
tap dance
community,
around him in
and
his high
appreciate you
heels.
guys rallying together in
Talking about
difficult
he
times.
hate drag queen.
I actually served in Iraq back in the day, and we had Al Qaeda in Iraq. You had Shia militias.
Did
that
you
were
actually
funded by Iran that were
serve,
killing
or was that more
hundreds
like
and
a little
hundreds of
visit?
US troops.
Wasn't it
And
kind of more
as
like a visit?
Commander-in-Chief,
Weren't you just
I am
visiting,
not
getting
going
a
to put our
suntan?
troops in harm's way unless you're willing to defend them with everything you have. Biden has them out there. They're sitting
You shake
ducks.
too much to
He's
be
doing
defending
glancing
anybody.
blows. That's just
And
inviting
before
more
anybody goes, that's
attacks
ableist.
from
I
the
shake too.
Iranians.
That's how I know.
I would say you harm a
What we
hair
gonna
on
do?
the head of an American service member.
Okay,
and
we
you
good
are
in the
going to
kitchen.
have
Okay,
hell
our
to pay.
shaky asses
We
is
are
good
not
for
just gonna sit
seasoning.
there and
Look at
let our
him. He
service
is a
members
walking,
be
talking
sitting ducks.
bobblehead.
And that's true whether it's Iran or whether it's any country on the world. We have to be strong, and we have to defend the people who defend us.
All right, thank you, Governor. Now our
Y'all heard that. Don't
final
nobody
question
defend
from Matthew
DeSantis.
Brooks to the
Maybe he'll go
Republican
away.
Jewish Coalition.
Finally.
Please watch.
Finally.
Jewish students across the country.
Can you
are
go get an
threatened and under
X-Lax?
attack.
Quit asking
What do
questions.
you say to Jewish students on college campuses?
We would
who
say
feel
stop
unsafe
lying, because it's been the
given
same
dramatic
3 damn
rise in
students
anti-Semitism?
saying the
And what
same
do you
fucking story,
say
talking about
to
they so scared, but they all
university
over
presidents and
every
college
news fucking
presidents
channel.
who have
And we
not
can't
used
seem
the
to talk to
moral
no other
money
students
to
at this
forcefully
goddamn
condemn
university.
Hamas
So we
terrorism.
saying stop fucking
Mr.
lying.
Congressman, would you like to take
We don't believe you.
I think the
And somebody get that man a goddamn X-Lax. Shit.
including at places like my alma maters and places like Brooklyn Bridge in New York. It's sad to see, but here's what history teaches us.
It didn't
Anti-Semitism
teach you
is a
shit.
symptom of a deeper cancer in a country and a society that is lost.
How y'all believe in anti-Semitism, but you don't believe in
Several years ago,
racism?
when I wrote my first
Riddle
book,
me that, fucking Batman. All of y'all on that stage claim that racism don't exist, but anti-Semitism does, and all these white Jewish people keep trying to tell us they ain't white. So, either racism exists or anti-Semitism doesn't exist. Which is it?
Not censorship. Leadership means
He definitely need a prune martini. He need a prune mosa. A prumosa. Give him some. Pepto-Bismol cocktail.
But I also want to caution here, if we go the direction of Ron DeSantis or Nikki Haley, with whom I respectfully disagree on this issue.
You don't respectfully shit. You're just trying to avoid that subpoena. You know I wrote the court in Hamilton County and told them where you was going to be at tonight. I did. I told him that if you want to deliver that subpoena, this where he gonna be. Give it to him on stage. Give it to him right on stage. I ain't playing. I'm supposed to be a good law-abiding citizen. They looking for him. I'm trying to help him.
These university administrators,
You know, hashtag Crime Stoppers.
Leadership at the top in the United States of America.
Doing my due diligence.
Values, and that has no place for this kind of anti-Semitic hate. That's where I stand while respecting our Constitution.
Yes, a pumosa with a side of Pepto.
Let me just say,
Oh,
to
8:25.
every
Trump finally
single
took the stage.
university president in America, federal funding is a privilege, not a right.
How the fuck is it a privilege? It ain't a privilege to have to pay that shit. If we don't pay it, you come clink us up. That's not a privilege, motherfucker. Give me my shit. That federal money is a savings account for us, okay? That is the Bank of America for real. Somebody, it's a privilege. Bitch, then don't take my money. Fuck you.
Terrorism, mass murder, and genocide. You should lose your federal funding today, period. To all the students on visas who are encouraging Jewish genocide.
Nobody is fucking encouraging Jewish genocide, you booty chin bitch. How much is APAC giving you?
At the end of the day, we should not have our
What?
Jewish students in a library being told to hide. On our streets in New York, a Jewish citizen has the right.
Are they in the room with us right now?
Of America.
Are they in the room with us right now? Because all of these instances y'all keep saying happening, ain't nobody got it on tape. It ain't on no surveillance footage, especially in New York City where they got fucking cameras every 2 sneezes. What is happening at?
Because even then, there was a rise of anti-Semitism on college campuses.
No, there's a rise of stories. There's a lot of fan fiction going on.
Thank you. Let me turn to the governor of DeSantis.
Why is the booty hole on his chin so shiny?
If you are here on a student,
Ain't nobody got no pressed powder. They didn't know they was gonna have lights. They wasn't expecting
no questions asked. Second, I have friends here in Florida who their kids do not feel safe even going to university campus at all outside of the state of Florida. You have Jewish students fleeing.
No,
for
they
their
don't feel
lives
safe going to
at
school
Cooper
outside of
Union.
Florida if they
Joe
live in
Biden
Florida because
said
they
the
know they
Department
dumb
of
as shit,
Justice
and y'all
on
keep
these
changing the
college
requirements down
campuses
there, and they
and
can't
holding
compete with
universities
anybody outside
accountable
of the
for
fucking
civil
state of
rights
Florida.
violations.
Y'all
When
talking
we
about
have
emptying the
issues
swamp, and
with
you
money
said,
going to
here,
these
hold
places,
my beer.
I
Turn
already
on the
advocated
hose,
for
honey. Let's
we
fill
have
her
great
up.
students for justice
The
in
fuck?
Palestine. They said they are common cause with
Mary
Hamas.
Joseph
Not just
and
in
deep in the.
solidarity. This
Oh,
is
we
what they
gonna
want.
get a commercial.
We
Shit.
deactivated them. We're not going to use tax dollars to fund jihad.
No, you just use tax dollars to trick immigrants and put them on planes and ship them places. And they don't even have to be in your fucking state for you to do that shit. Come on, we're not going to use tax dollars. You didn't mind using them tax dollars for them private car rides for your presidential campaign, did you? You didn't mind using tax dollars for them private jet reimbursements, huh? Did you, bitch? Didn't think I was going to find it, did you? Ha! Did you? I did, because I'm nosy. I got insomnia.
With a sizable Muslim population. Last month, as you know, a 6-year-old.
It's Muslim. There's no Z in it.
Was
Muslim.
killed in Illinois by his landlord. His mother was also
Not
stabbed
hard.
more than a dozen
Come
times.
on, black
And he has
man.
been charged as a hate crime. What do you say to
This
Muslim
debate is a
Americans
hate
who are also
crime.
feeling afraid for their safety?
Shit.
Lester, I'm the only one in the States who's actually had experience in dealing with this. I was appointed by President Bush to be the U.S. Attorney in New Jersey on September 10th.
That means you old as
2001.
shit.
And when I took over that job after the September 11th attacks,
You wasn't really good
I
at
had
it.
to deal with a situation in our state that was
No, you
explosive.
didn't. No, you
We're the
didn't.
most ethically diverse
No.
state. in
Your
this country.
department
And so first,
convicted,
we heard
prosecuted,
credible
and
reports
convicted
about
130
students and
politicians
synagogues being
that
threatened
weren't
in
connected
our
with
state
it.
in the aftermath of
The
9/11.
Do they?
We made
This
sure
is
that
a
we
major
set
network. They don't have no
federal
fact checkers.
synagogues, and we protected them. The same thing should
I
be
say we
done
petition
now.
them, and
At
they
the
should
very
just let me
same
be there
time,
live just to
I
fact check
personally
them,
went
like in
from
person.
mosque to mosque in New
Shit,
Jersey
wait a minute. That means
and
I had to put
met
real clothes
with
on.
the
Never mind.
leaders
Scratch
of
that
those
idea. Scratch
mosques
that idea. I didn't put no
and
real clothes on
with the
to
members
deal
of
with
the
them.
mosques. And I said to them, law enforcement is on your side to
And yes, I'm
protect
drinking
you
Mountain Dew out of a
regardless
coffee
your
mug.
religion. If you are going to comply
Don't judge
with the
me.
law.
Well, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little
And
bit.
we developed fabulous relationships with Muslim Americans all across the
Muslim?
state
What
of
the
New
fuck is
Jersey.
wrong? Yo,
And we stopped
get in.
hate crimes that were
Frisch's.
going on. either
Frisch's, let me
against
holler at you.
Jewish Americans in New
Frisch's.
Jersey or
Frisch's, you
Muslim
look like you about
Americans
to
in
have
New
a
Jersey.
stroke.
It takes
Frisch's,
leadership, Lester, to know
your
how
body
to
can't
do this.
handle all the
And
lies
that's what
contained
both
inside
sides-
right now,
both
okay?
sides need to
Let
know,
the
but let
truth
us
out.
never
You
have
trying to hold the
a
truth
false
in. It's going to
moral
make you
equivalence
explode.
between
Let the
Hamas
truth
and
out, because you about to be like that little
and the
girl
Jewish
that
people.
ate the little
The
blueberry
Jewish people stand
gobstopper
for right
in Willy
and
Wonka.
justice, and
Your
Hamas
ass about to be
Hamas
fucked up.
stand for death.
Chrissy,
Stop
thank
doing
you.
that.
Ambassador Haley, what do you say
And but can
to
we get a
Americans
fucking
who
commercial? At least we got
feel
commercials
about
on
this-
Fox. That
this
was about the
current
only thing I
environment
liked
we're
when we was
talking
over on Fox.
I think,
Because
you
other
know,
than
you
that,
look
Fox
at
did make me
the
itch.
country, and the country is all out of sorts. I think, look at what these kids are dealing with.
All
on
sorts of
college
lies.
campuses.
Just
What
la
makes
la
me
la
so
la
angry
la.
is
La
not
la
only
la
do you
la
have the
la.
kids
La
barricaded
la la la
in
la
the
la
library.
la
They've
la
said they were
la
going to shoot
la.
up the kosher
Shut the
dining
fuck
hall.
up,
You've got
Nikki.
kids' dorm rooms who are being set
We
on fire
don't
because they have
like
something related to
you.
Israel on their doors. No
If y'all say
person should
Israel, what you
ever
know what?
feel
We should have a
indicted
drinking
like this.
game.
And this is what I would say about
As many
our
times as they say
college
Israel,
presidents
we'd all be
is
passed the
if
fuck
the
out right about now.
KKK were doing this, every college president
Or maybe
would be
just
up
me,
in
I don't
arms.
know.
This is no different. You should treat it exactly the same. Anti-Semitism is just as awful
You
as
should treat
racism.
this like a
And we've gotta
pap
make
smear
sure
and be honest
that
with
for
your
everybody that's
gynecologist
protesting
before
on
it
these
takes
college
place,
campuses
bitch.
in favor
Because
of
once we
Hamas,
get up in
let
there,
me
we're going
remind
to
you
see the
something.
truth.
Hamas said
Lord.
death to Israel and death to America. They hate and will kill you too. And the idea that
No,
they're
bitch.
talking about
You
genocide
brown.
of the
I'm
Jewish
black.
people,
They gonna come kill
that's not
us.
the
They
values of
don't like
America.
brown,
That's
okay?
not
This
fair
the
to
color
them.
they
We
going
don't
for,
need to
okay?
celebrate
Okay?
terrorists. We don't need to celebrate genocide.
This the
We
color
don't
they
need to
going for.
celebrate
They gonna
violence
fuck
towards
us up.
anybody.
And you giving them the money to fuck us up. You Nimrod.
What we are about. And we are about
You-
taking care of people.
You was
not
in
going
the
and
room.
making them
You
live
was
fear
in the
because
building.
terrorist activity
What the
says
you
that we
in?
destroy them.
You got the behind the scenes information. And you still just sit. You're just gonna be shocked when they come fuck you and your kids up, huh? Because I'm gonna tell them where you live at. I'm a snitch on you, bitch.
financial
Yes,
and
I
military
am.
support since the war began more than 600 days.
Yeah, because he's contained upstairs. He mad at me.
Zelensky told me on Sunday,
He gonna give me the
action
skippy
isn't
taps
stopped
later.
now,
I don't care.
quote, the price will be higher for the United States, and Americans would be forced to, quote, send your sons and daughters to defend NATO countries. Senator Scott, where do you stand on more funding for Ukraine?
I certainly have been very supportive of Ukraine. I believe that ultimately we should.
Tim Scott is going to support every white person.
What is America's national vital interest in Ukraine? It is actually in degrading the Russian military. We've been very effective using our resources and our weaponry and the incredibly high price of Ukrainian
So you
blood
see what's
to
happening
achieve
in
that objective.
Ukraine, and you're
Every
going
day
to
we get
ignore the
closer
same
to the
thing happening
degradation
over in
of the Russian
Palestine.
military, and that's
You
good
look
news.
white
But the
people
American
and white
are
people only.
frustrated that they do not have a president
You look like a
who
fool.
reminds us
You
and tells
look
us,
like a fool.
where's the accountability? Where are those dollars? How are those dollars being spent? We need those answers for us to continue to see the support for Ukraine.
Vivek
At the
is
same time,
winding
I
up.
would say that a package that's been offered by the president for Ukraine and Israel.
Is he trying to
That's the
grow
wrong
up?
approach. We need to focus specifically on providing Israel with the $14 billion that they need. So
his facial booty hole got peach fuzz.
100%.
Oh, look at that. His booty hole is reaching puberty.
Shoulder to shoulder with Israel. And then as we turn away from that direct support for Israel, we should go to our southern border and close
you look like a melted milk dud.
border with the resources necessary.
The southern border. There's more holes and ways to get in through Canada than any other place. And all these people that y'all are bootlicking, y'all do know that their relatives came through the Canadian border, right?
At our border.
And then the easiest way to get in is plane
But just to be very clear,
or on a boat. Yeah. And then just, not leave.
On more military funding,
You motherfuckers ain't going after them.
Bottom line is we have to first have the level of accountability that allows the American people to understand.
Dude, first things first, you got to get a real girlfriend because they're not going to let you go much further. You're polling at like 3.2%.
Accountability, then we have an opportunity to look at the overall strategy.
And then while everybody boycotting McDonald's earlier today, you're going to sit there talking about you want a Big Mac and large fry.
Keeping our NATO partners safe
up the street from a Cuban community.
Absolutely essential, as you understand.
They asked you where you would go to eat before or after the debate. And you said you want a Big Mac and fries. Bitch, go sit in the corner. Go.
To the extent possible, the Russian military. By
I want
so,
to destroy your booty hole of a face. I don't like you. There's something about your face that gives me a headache.
Mr. Ramaswamy, are you persuaded by President Zelensky's urgent new plea? Where do you stand on more funding?
I'm absolutely unpersuaded.
I'm persuaded by confusion as to how your hair is thin and thick all at the same time.
From their position, as this thing has unwound,
how it look like somebody just smacked all your hair to one side.
The only person standing for it now, they're actually quietly coming around to being more cautious, as they should. Level with the American people here. Ukraine is
level with Hamilton County courts.
This is a country that has banned 11
level with Hamilton County courts.
Consolidated all media into one state TV media arm.
Oh, like you try to consolidate all them pharmaceuticals into one?
Unless the U.S. forks over more money. That is not.
But you never do any testing or anything on the pharmaceuticals? Mr. B.A. in biology?
Not democratic. More facts for you that you won't hear from the mainstream in either party or the mainstream media. The regions
you're sitting here for somebody hit that Republican. You sound real libertarian.
Donetsk. These are Russian-speaking regions that have not even been part.
How you got so much money and your teeth are so crooked?
2014. That other people.
Why look like you've been chewing on rocks in your free time?
Those are the hard facts. And so to frame this as some kind of battle between good versus evil. Don't buy it.
Wait a damn minute. Are you one of the fairies from True Blood? Them ears is looking real familiar.
Do you want to use U.S. taxpayer money to fund the banning of Christians? That is actually what's happening. They're using the Ukrainian Orthodox Church. They have banned them.
DeSantis, did you last week? You need a poopy break?
And I think you owe it to the American people, Nikki, to at least this one time
thank you.
Why y'all always picking on Nikki? Nikki smacked the shit out of him just one time. I won't tell nobody. I mean, the rest of them might tell, but I ain't gonna tell nobody. Well, I'm gonna tell a few people on TikTok, but other than that, I ain't gonna tell nobody. Just real quick, real quick. It don't be like 2,000-3,000 people. It's okay. It's okay. They won't tell nobody else. I don't think. pull your hair up in a ponytail and whack his ass. Whack-a-mole.
First thing I'll tell you is we all remember what that thug did when he invaded Ukraine. We all know that 500,000 people have died because of Putin.
You called
And
a white
here is
man a
freedom-loving,
thug?
pro-American country that is fighting for its survival and its democracy. No, I don't think we should give them cash. I think we should give them the equipment and the ammunition to win. And I'll tell you, if Biden had done it when they first asked
But you
for it,
gonna give
this
Israel
war would be
cash?
over. But let's also remember this. When you left Afghanistan
What
in
Israel-
shambles
Never mind.
and left them with a ton of weapons and money, it's not that we left, it's how we left. When you look at Ukraine, don't think for a second. Now everybody wants to
Who
move away
pulled
from
everybody
Ukraine.
out of
They wanna move away from
Afghanistan
Israel a year
in a
from now.
very
America
haphazard
can never
way
be so arrogant to
because
think
they
we
got
don't
their
need
fill
friends.
into
After
Hoyt?
9/11,
That would
we
be
needed a lot of
Trump.
friends.
You
Now is
know,
the time to get
the
partnerships.
orange
This
juice canoodle
unholy
that y'all just
alliance
keep
between Russia,
up
Ukraine,
all the
and China
time.
is real.
Well, you're
There's a
claiming
reason
that
the
you don't like
Chinese
him
want
and you
us
don't
to
want to share
support
your
the
toys
Ukrainians.
with him.
It's because they know that China's coming after them next. There is a reason Ukrainians want us to
Nikki, who the
support
fuck told you to put that shit on
Israelis, because
today?
they know that if
Did you
Iran
think he
wins,
was
Russia wins.
Sandra
So we
from
have to see the
227?
combination of the three.
Mary. Hey, Mary. Is that what the fuck? Who told you to put that shit on? Nikki, you need some fucking friends. Whose idea was that shit?
The last time that we turned our back on a shooting war in Europe, it bought us just a couple of years. And then 500,000 Americans were killed in Europe to defeat Hitler. This is not a choice. This is
Oh,
the
we
price
really
we pay
rewriting
for being
history.
The leaders of the free world.
We weren't ignoring
And the
it,
fact
okay?
is,
We were.
this alliance
The United States was
is
over here
not
cheering it like,
just with Russia and China.
Henry Ford was like, yeah,
Governor
keep my
Andrew
pictures up, bitch. You
Iran
know
is
what
in the
like you.
process of
Coco was like, let me
so
come
far
over there and tell you some
And they're
secrets.
all
Yeah, I got you, I
working
got
to
you, I
support
got you.
Russia right now.
Bitch.
And the reason they're doing it is because dictators work together. People who
You wanna
believe
know how
in
you
democracy
won?
work together.
Oh, yeah.
We must stand
Indigenous
with all
people,
those
Samoan
are
people
standing
that
up
you
for
still won't
democracy and
fucking give
freedom in this
citizenship to,
world. by
and
law,
black
it's written
folks.
already in
Without
this.
us, you
And that's another
motherfuckers would have been in
concern.
concentration
This
camps
country made a
too.
promise to
Vivek?
Ukraine. We said if you return nuclear missiles that were part of the old Soviet Union to Russia, and they
I'm
invade
still
you,
here.
we will protect you. An American promise that's 31 years old.
American promises are bullshit. That's like your mama promising you if you get an A at the end of the school year, I'm gonna give you $20. And then that bitch like, that $20 went to the light bill. Uh-huh. Promise. You promised us freedom. You ain't give a shit.
On this stage just shows the immaturity of the approach.
I'd like to respond.
There's maturity amongst any of y'all. God damn, I missed that. Is it in the room with us?
That this could become a wider war if Putin is not stopped now.
Well, any suggestion by Zelensky or anyone else that we're going to eventually have U.S. troops there, I can tell the American people when I'm president, that will not happen. We are not going to send your sons and daughters to Ukraine.
But you'll send them to Israel?
Southern border. If you look at the threats that we face,
what threats? You are the threat.
Southern border.
No, the terrorists are born here, bitch.
I'm going to deport the people who've come.
Like they should have deported your great grandma who couldn't fucking read. And according to legislation, should have been let the fuck in. Is that why your great granddaddy on your mama's side had to change the last name so they could slide through too? Your ass shouldn't be here. See, if we were more stringent with them laws back then, we wouldn't have to deal with you. To try to do. Goddamn, here we are. Now we got to deal with the moldest coitus coin that we never wanted. We can't even turn that bitch in for like French fries or some shit. Birth control would have solved the problem with you.
Indo-Pacific, a pittance. That is the top threat that we face. We need to
nope, the top threat that we face is cisgendered white men with too much fucking ego and not enough brain. How all of y'all go to Ivy League fucking schools and there is not a workable logical brain cell between any of y'all. This is why I do not put stock in the name of a damn school, because most of these schools that are known for shit teach you how to test tape so that they can use the statistics from the test to go, oh, I'm great, give me more money. Because y'all the dumbest group of people I've seen in a long time. All together. Wherefore go?
Existential threat to the United States. The flashpoint is Taiwan. For decades and decades, the American military, but primarily the United States Navy, has deterred an attack from China
Good
to the
God.
state of Taiwan.
You are glad freezer bag white. Damn.
question to you is, I'll start.
Bro,
with
if you
Ambassador
take your
Haley,
shirt off,
because
can
you
we
were
see your
the
organs?
cabinet.
Good damn.
His goal was a
Shit.
355 ship navy.
I didn't
That's
think
what
white
he
people
pushed for
came in that
300.
brand.
It's now
Fuck.
291.
We got jellyfish
Big
white
enough to
people now?
deter and, if necessary,
Fuck, don't let him
defeat
touch
the
you.
invasion of
You don't need
Taiwan.
somebody to piss on your
China
finger.
has the largest naval fleet in the world. They have 350 ships. They'll have 400 ships in 2 years.
Oh,
We
now
won't
you
have
understand
350
international
ships
shit.
in 2 decades.
I guess
China
when we
has
ain't
built
talking
up
about
their
white people, you
military.
know all
It's
the
not
facts,
just
huh?
land, air, and sea. They're doing cyber. They're doing artificial intelligence. They're doing space. America needs to modernize our
Why
military.
are your
We need to
first
do
4
everything we
teeth
can.
in the
first
front a
thing
whole
is
different
you
color
go
than the
and you make
rest?
sure you have
Are those the
back
only
of
two
backs of
teeth that
Ukraine.
actually
That's why
grew
the
out your
Taiwanese
face?
want
Did you
us
buy
to
the rest
support
of them?
Ukraine because they know that sends the biggest message to China. The second thing is we go to China and we start being
Once again,
tough on
who
them.
the fuck
No
told you to
more
wear that
sales
shit?
of our American soil to
The
China.
more I
And
look
let's
at it,
take
the more
back
it's
what they've
pissing me the
already
fuck off.
stolen. Then
You
go
could have
and
got
get
something
two
from Shein
universities.
better than
No
that.
more
Shit, you
having
could have got
millions of
Fashion
dollars
Nova
go
to
to our
hook you up
universities.
better than that.
Then we will go and end all formal trade relations with China until they stop
Did
murdering
you use
Americans
mascara from
fentanyl, something
1982?
Ron is yet to say that he's going to do. And then we modernize our military. When we strengthen our
Girl,
military,
you wore
when
heels for
we
this whole thing?
modernize it
Oh, I'd
with
have
the
had a
focus of
smooth head on
cyber, artificial
some tennis
intelligence, and
shoes.
space,
I
when we make sure that
some
we have
moccasins or
the backs
something.
of our friends, whether it's
Shit.
in Israel, whether it's in
Why they gotta
Ukraine,
stand
and
up for
we
these
should
debates?
be arming
Are they
Taiwan.
cashiers?
Make sure they have the
Why they make
equipment they
cashiers
need.
stand up?
Make
Okay,
sure
let me
they
stay
have the
focused. Let
training
me
they
stay
need
focused.
now. There's nothing China fears more than knowing that America will have Taiwan's back. Let's make sure that we show it by making sure they have the equipment they need.
You understand the oppression of Taiwan, but you don't understand the oppression of
It's at
Palestine.
291. It's going to go down perhaps as low as 280. Is it enough? And what would you build if you were going to build more?
Okay, modern minority
We
myth.
have to have
All
the
right,
ability
come
to
through
back
with the
up
come
a
through.
strategy of denial of President Xi's ambitions. And if China is able to be the
Oh,
world's leading
Jesus.
superpower, that
He's
will
still
affect you
talking.
and
He
your
looked like he
family
about to
in
stroke
ways
out.
that are going to be very bad. They will
Did it
export
freeze? Oh, we got
authoritarianism all
started
around the
over,
world as
Lord.
the cost of doing business. They will impose things like social
Oh,
credit
I forgot
scores
you
and
was over
internet
here, Trump.
monitoring.
All
So
right, hold
this
on. Let's get a
is, to this
screenshot.
generation, what the Soviet
Oh.
Union was to the post-World War II generation. I've already released a plan. We're going to get to 355 ships at the end of the first term, 385 ships at the end of the second term, but we're going to have a path to 600 ships over the next 20 years. I think the future of freedom is going to be determined in the Indo-Pacific. We have a strategy not just military, but decoupling from the economy and fighting them here at home with their cultural. You know, Ambassador Haley said somehow I wasn't doing. She welcomed them into South Carolina, gave them land near a military base, wrote the Chinese ambassador a love letter saying what a great friend they were. That was like their number one way to
Girl, they gonna pick on you. This is the He-Man Woman Hater Club, okay? And you are Darla. You are Darla. Know this. You Darla.
We've recognized the threat and we've acted swiftly and decisively.
He looked like he giving shit in his pants.
Spending has fallen over that entire period of time. Where are we going to get?
You look like a villain in a nightmare. What is?
No.
Problems with the question. Number one, we do not have currently a defense industrial bank to allow us to have the kind of production that we need in order to keep America safe. Frankly, if we are not prepared to fight and engage in
but you know all these promises they making, can't damn one of them do it as president.
In the Middle East, we are in the midst.
I got a plan for this. 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 Bitch, you're not running for Congress.
The Indo-Pacific, we have real challenges. A long-term threat is China.
That's like a kid telling you what they about to do with their parents' mortgage money.
To fight 3 different continents at the exact same time, we're going to have to invest heavily in our military, but
we don't have to invest and get you to sit down and shut the fuck up somewhere,
so that we can hit our objectives from a military perspective, not only with our ships but also with our planes. We are so old as a military that in order for us to recalibrate, we're going to have to invest. One of the things I do in my
we're not old as a military. We're racist as a military. And because people really don't want racists in there, and then you dumb cuckle fucks really don't want members of the LGBTQIA plus community in there, there's been a decrease in recruitment over the past 5 to 6 years. So,
for us to achieve the goal of having a military that is ready to be lethal and come home safe.
Senator, Mr. Ramaswamy, I'm looking for
Shut up.
specifics. What would you build? Where would you build it? When would they be in the water?
He
How
gonna
big
build
would
a
the
lie.
fleet get?
First answer is
He's gonna drug them.
Toxic divest to invest program. For people who don't know about that, we're decommissioning ships in the South China Sea. The foundation of war is economics. Rebuild our defense industrial base at home. But here's the dirty little secret. Our actual defense industrial base depends on China for the supply chain, for the F-35 jets, for the ships that we're building. Think about this.
That was a secret that we're dependent upon China. That was the secret. That was the secret. We've been asking China, can we hold $20 for like 100 years now?
Tough with China. It's because we depend on them.
Then was your
for
big
our
secret.
way of life,
That was
and we
the
have to declare
blockbuster moment.
economic independence
Okay,
from our enemy.
all right.
That's the Declaration of Independence that Thomas Jefferson, at the age of 33, would have signed.
Declaration of Independence is not a legal document. It is a breakup letter. It is a Dear John letter.
I do have to recognize that
Can we
the
stop
process
quoting
was
that
correct
shit?
about acknowledging Nikki Haley's tough talk when she was ambassador to the UN, calling China our great friend, bringing the CCP to South Carolina. What he left out, though, Ron,
Can
we
somebody
asked
bring the
about it. There was a
CCP to pop him
lobbying
on the
exemption in that bill that
head?
allowed Chinese nationals to buy land within a 20-mile radius.
Why does Ronnie Boy look like he about to cry? You about to cry? Stop biting your lip. What the hell? Did you just smear your lipstick?
Of the forces that increase
What's going on
dependence on China.
That's the first time I just noticed that you got lips. You legitimately just have a pie hole.
You will not donate to universities in this country. U.S. businesses won't expand into the Chinese market.
Then how you gonna have investors, bruh? I've seen your investors list. Where you gonna get your investors from?
Accountability for the COVID-19 pandemic financially.
I want to know what you tell them behind the scenes, because it's got to be a damn doozy.
A number and a plan.
I think that we need to increase our naval capacity by at least 20%.
Because you ain't answered a goddamn
over the course
question
of
yet.
The next several years, I think we have to, at minimum, be able to meet our AUKUS agreement standards. Right now, we are at risk of not even being able to meet our AUKUS standards with Australia.
Why you got two
and the
fang
UK.
veins about to
what
burst
we need
in
to
your
do is have a
head?
plan that reverses the trajectory
You
of
alright?
the divest to invest program
I'd like to
by 20% over the next 3 years.
Governor Christie?
You know, my first observation, Hugh, is that nobody answers your question. And my
Okay, I can agree with you on that.
These three in the middle think they're the enemy. I know China is the enemy, and that's what we should be focused on. So let's be really clear. The nuclear submarines in this United States Navy is the greatest deterrent.
You know what I've
to
never
Chinese
understood?
aggression, and that is
The
first
propensity
place
for
I would
people who
go
live
to
in the
increase
United
American
States,
naval power.
you know,
Our
on
nuclear
United States
submarines are
soil,
able to move
to wear the
stealthily,
United States flag, which is against flag code. But I digress. We're not going to talk about that. But who are you proving your patriotism to inside the damn country? I could understand if you were living outside the country because you were stationed there. Maybe, you know, you're working at an embassy and, you know, you want to show some pride. What the fuck you wearing or flying the United States flag for on United States soil? Who are you reminding that you're a United States citizen? Mimo?
Priority number one. Ships would come next. But to me, the ships are secondary choice here. The submarines are the single most important thing that we could be using to deter China. But the other thing we could do to deter China is to let them know that the blood money they're spending for Russia in Ukraine right now will not be effective. That we send Putin home with his tail between his legs and make them understand that the same.
Well, if he stays alive long
if they
enough.
decide to move towards Taiwan with a more aggressive.
Because word
nuclear
on the street, he
subprogram,
ain't gonna make
we'll
it
be
through
able to
this
make that
war.
threat real.
Thank you, Governor. We're going to take
And
a
his
break. We'll be
alleged
back with
predecessor
your
was off.
presidential primary debate. Please
Oh, now we get a commercial. We've been sitting here for a dang hour. All right. Is Trump still talking? Shit. Oops. Did I accidentally cut Trump off? My bad. My bad, homie. Is he done? Is he done yapping? Let's see. Let's check in on Trump, y'all. What? Oh. Oh, snaps.
But we're here tonight to declare that crooked Joe Biden's banana republic ends on November 5th, 2024. It ends.
Oh, they put some new people in the background.
As you know, Biden and the radical left Democrats claim to be defending democracy. He's always talking about democracy. He doesn't know what the word means.
You don't know what it means.
Define it for us, Joe.
I wish you would define it for us. Let's see. Was
What they're doing is unthinkable.
there we go.
But we're here tonight to declare that crooked Joe Biden's banana republic ends on November 5th, 2024. It ends. As you know, Biden and the radical left Democrats claim to be defending democracy. He's always talking about democracy. He doesn't know what the word means. He can't define it. Define it for us, Joe.
You define it. Define any word. You know, all
What they're doing is unthinkable. But we're here tonight to declare that crooked Joe Biden's banana republic ends.
I guess they are done. Finally.
What they're doing is unthinkable.
Yeah, it keeps replaying the same thing.
To declare that crooked Joe Biden's banana republic.
Yeah, I guess his rally is done because it just keeps
unthinkable.
It just keeps replaying the same clip. Ooh, child. Lord. Okay. Oh, they done raised my pressure. So let's see. We have a governor that realizes that racism exists at one point in time because she signed into legislation that Confederate flags should not be flown on government buildings because everybody should feel included. But now it doesn't exist. She understands that Taiwan is under attack and Ukraine is under attack, but Palestine isn't. You have a governor who fucked up his state, a senator who failed civics and pretty much everything else, a non-politician that doesn't know what political party he wants to be affiliated with and is trying to outrun a subpoena, and a governor who just increased the swamp in Florida. Plus Burgum and Hutchison, who didn't qualify for this debate but are still holding on. I don't know. My thing is, if you cannot qualify for the debates, what? I don't know. All right, let's get back to it.
Published a long essay on TikTok following the flooding of pro-Hamas propaganda onto TikTok accounts across the United States. Chairman Gallagher called it shocking.
What pro-Hamas? Who the fuck out here is pro-Hamas?
Adversary.
We know Trump is pro-hummus.
Propaganda and divide America. It's spyware, he said, a means of surveillance. Governor Christie, do you agree with Chairman Gallagher? And if so, would you ban or force the sale of TikTok?
I agree 100% with Chairman Gallagher. And let me say this. TikTok is not only spyware, it is polluting the minds of American young people.
Let me fix that for you. We don't like the truth getting out so quickly and you all getting to converse with one another and seeing each other's lived experience and point of view. So we can't pull the wool over your eyes as easily as we could before. And see, the last time Israel was acting a plumb damn fool, it was easier for us to collect that AIPAC money and get them kickbacks, and our war bonds just skyrocket and we just get all sorts of generational wealth. Because y'all couldn't fact check anything that we were saying. We could put anything on the news. You had no choice to believe it. There, I fixed it for you, precious.
What he could have and should have. And now since then, we've had an additional nearly 6 years.
Really?
Of this type of poison.
Y'all ain't say shit when we was learning the truth about Michael Brown on Facebook Live.
Going on in the theft of American personal data and information. So
we're going to get the truth out one way or the other.
We would ban TikTok. They want to go ahead and
ban these nuts.
Let them go ahead and sell it. But I'll tell you another reason we would do it.
You know, well, let's crowdsource and just buy it.
In China,
We can moderate
X is
ourselves.
not
We're
in
trustworthy.
China.
We could do that.
They're not permitting a free flow of information to the Chinese people from our social media companies, yet we just open the door and let them do what they're doing. TikTok should be
Those
banned
servers
because
are
they're
on the
poisoning
United States
American minds,
side.
and I would do
Ours
it
is
with
controlled by a United States company with United States servers, with United States moderators that are obviously very right-wing and conservative. Stop lying to these motherfuckers. Y'all just don't like that we done found a way to get around your tactics and still get information out to one another.
Society. So my policy on China and the Chinese Communist Party is very simple. We win, they lose. And in order to do that, it's not just military, it's economic, and it's cultural. And as the dad of a 6'5" and a 3-year-old, I'm concerned
Cultural.
about
I thought
the
you was on a
data
culture
that they're
war. You didn't
getting
believe in
from our
culture.
young people and what they're doing to pollute the minds of our young people. These kids get these devices and they have a mind of their own. And I know a lot of parents.
So they're never supposed to have a mind of their own? Tell us again, Ronnie boy.
But this is happening with other things. So we are going to do that, and we are going to make sure to protect the American people. It's a
He just said it. They get these devices and they have a mind of their own, Martha. What are we going to do?
But also their role in our culture. If we ignore that, we're not going to be able to win the fight.
Ambassador Haley, speak to the parents out there. There are probably TikTok apps on half the phones in this auditorium.
No, I'm going to speak to the fact that 2 people hit me and you didn't let me respond. So let's first talk about the fact that they want to talk about the Chinese land.
2 people hit me and I didn't get a decent response. Bitch, you were an ambassador. Okay?
You are the chair of your.
But that was pretty fucked up that they're going to ask the only woman to talk to the parents. We don't trust her with her own kids.
Place for Chinese businesses. Not only that, you have a company that is manufacturer of Chinese military planes. You have it. They are expanding 2 training sites at 2 of your airports now. One which is 12 miles away from a naval base. Then you have another company that's expanding, and they were just invaded by the Department of Homeland Security. So mine was 10 years ago.
You gave
Yours
them
was
stuff.
6
I
months
didn't
ago.
give them anything.
What's your story?
And I abolished that agency that she's talking about.
No,
Enterprise Florida, we abolished it. And of course, we banned
He
it
scrubbed
from
your
buying it.
website
Not
last
exactly
week.
a
Go
great
check.
I didn't think he was that tall, bro.
From
You
purchasing
scrubbed
land.
your
So
website
we
last
stood
week.
up in Florida.
Mr. Ramaswamy, we talked about this. You campaign on TikTok. How do you get TikTok?
No, he does not campaign on TikTok, okay? He put up a handful of videos and we bullied the fuck out of him.
Which is about looking at families in the
He
eye.
still ain't responded to me. I wonder why.
In front of me for actually joining TikTok while her own daughter was actually using the app for a long time. So you might want to take care of your family first.
Leave my daughter out of your
Oh, no, he didn't. Nikki! Nikki! Nikki, hit him now. Hit him now. Skippity cat, give it.
We have to ban any U.S. company.
Not her daughter is on
transferring U.S. data to the Chinese. Here's a story most people don't know. Airbnb.
You always talking about a story that most people don't know.
Data to the CCP. Now, that's a U.S.-owned company. So this is the problem when you have Republicans that temporarily go the way the winds blow, and now it's popular to talk tough on China. When she was UN ambassador, called them literally her words, not mine, our great friend. You can't be fair weather fans of the right policy.
You're a fair weather fan of all the political parties.
In Silicon Valley are regularly
you bounce around more than a volleyball, bitch.
The fact of the matter is, Democrats are
you go in more holes
one of the few people who's
than golf club, than golf balls.
Algorithms work. Speaking for pro-Israel views or others,
Nikki baby, Nikki baby. At this point, I promise I won't tell nobody. Okay, I won't tell. No, well, minus one friend tomorrow when we talk on the phone. But other than her, I won't tell nobody if you smack the shit out of him.
He doesn't know the fact that the reason China was praised was because I negotiated with China and Russia the largest set of sanctions against
Nikki. They're trying to rile you up so that you get emotional, so you can look like the emotional woman. Just smack the shit out of them, because they're gonna call you emotional regardless. I learned this quick in life. As a woman, they're gonna call you emotional. Smack the shit out of him. First of all, one of you bitch ass men on the stage, tell him to leave her the fuck alone at this point. Y'all supposed to be the upstanding, protect women. We're alpha male fucking political party. Ron, this is your time to not look like a beta. Tell him to simmer down. Nikki, take your fucking heel off and single white female the fuck out of him. You seen that scene, Nikki. You know that scene.
Everybody else is hanging on to the rules.
Stilettos, pump in the club.
We should. I appreciate y'all clapping for me already.
No. Don't appreciate them clapping. Say something about Vivek disrespecting a grown-ass woman and bringing up her kids.
Former President Trump, he tried to ban TikTok twice, but was struck down by our federal
You
court.
chiclet teeth bitch. That's not what the fuck I said. You know what?
Period. We also should provide, in my parents' Bill of Rights, we give parents the opportunity to give their kids permission.
You know, for somebody who claims that they wasn't raised by no goddamn parents, you got a whole lot to say on behalf of parents, and you ain't got no spawn. You acting like you the damn near 60-year-old virgin.
Where does it go?
Our kids, you got kids somewhere? I know you probably done swallowed some kids, but where your kids at?
But if we can eliminate TikTok, that is a first step. But it's not just.
Why you look like somebody popped you in one of your eyes?
To spy on our kids, but they're also buying our farmlands.
Ain't nobody spying on no goddamn kids on there. Well, people who follow your party, they looking at all the wrong things. But that ain't what motherfuckers doing. Have any of y'all opened up the TikTok app? It ain't as salacious as y'all think it is.
They're literally stealing our IP to compete.
Our intellectual.
My administration, we stopped that.
IP address does not. You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna let the dumbass, the summer school graduate, continue to talk. All right.
My strategy, Kristen.
Thank you so much. We're now going to talk about Venezuela. Millions have fled political and economic turmoil. Many Venezuelan immigrants are settling right here in Florida. Former President Trump and President
Tell him great minds, great minds.
Different approaches to Nicolas Maduro's regime with little result. Former President Trump put economic pressure on Venezuela and backed one of Maduro's rivals. President Biden temporarily eased sanctions to encourage electoral reforms. Governor DeSantis, do you see the political situation in Venezuela as a threat to the United States, and what would your approach be?
We should never rely on Venezuela for oil like Biden has had to go beg.
Y'all done fucked up Venezuela so much that that's who's at our southern border right now. Venezuelans. Y'all talk about the border crisis so damn much, and you don't even know who the fuck is at the border. I'm not even in a border state, and I know who the fuck is at the border. You know what?
And secure. We'll choose Midland over Moscow. We'll choose the Marcellus over the Moors.
Ron, you didn't fix that lip tint over the commercial break.
For America's national security.
Why is it all on your chin? You didn't go to. You should have went to Ulta and got that lip tint. You know, it's a good. See, you should join TikTok. It's a good little lip tint on the TikTok shop. Okay, Tabitha, she tried it for us. And she got a video. She all the little shades on there. I think you get like 6 of them for $12. That should be in your budget. But put it on the tab of the super pack. Because that lip tint that you got going on, it's a run. Okay? It's running like your lies.
For hours in the hot sun holding their babies to get the one meal they might get that day, going from Venezuela to Colombia. They were fleeing socialism and begging for freedom.
They weren't fleeing socialism. They were fleeing the destruction that the United States put upon their country. That ain't got shit to do with socialism. The fuck? Socialism has you having full health care. Forever. Yeah, bitch, you.
He has opposed fracking. He's opposed drilling. Last time he said it wasn't true, and everybody found out that it was true.
Well, he should oppose fracking. Y'all do know that words have meaning, and we have access to dictionary. We can read, y'all. Y'all know we can read, right?
You always have been. Just own
we
it.
can.
But don't
we
keep saying you're something that you're not.
Let me respond to that. Our whole energy plan. You can't get the shale without fracking. We are absolutely going to frack, but I disagree with Nikki Haley. I don't think it's a good idea to drill in the Florida Everglades, and I know most Floridians agree with me.
You ban fracking.
Thank you very much, Lester.
Thank you.
Why does he have such a creepy smile? You know what? His smile is scarier than Pennywise.
An Iowa voter
like I would rather French kiss Pennywise.
Make sure my pantry stocked without breaking the bank. You've all said the best way to deal with rising prices is to cut government spending. But that would take time to play out, and Americans are struggling right now. Senator Scott,
Quick question.
What would you
Cutting
do the
government
moment you take
spending
office
is
help
going to do
Americans
what
manage
to
the
companies?
cost of living? So we're talking about short
Because
term.
it's individual
My
companies
mother was a
that
single
determine the
mother who raised
prices.
Me and my brother in a very challenging economic situation. The first thing
Let
I
me
can
fix
tell
that
is
for
when
you.
gas
Your mother and
prices
father
are
got together. They didn't like each other.
40%
They got
higher
divorced. Your
right
mama took
now
you
than
over
they
to
were
your
just
grandparents' house, and
over
all of
2
y'all lived
years
in your
ago.
grandparents'
That's
house.
not a
So
problem
it was
for
your
my
mama,
mother.
your
That was a
grandmama, and your
crisis.
granddaddy
The first
that
thing
all
I
raised
raised
you.
the
And you
United
had a
States
very
is I
close
was
relationship with
finding
your granddaddy.
additional
So I'm
keys to the
pretty sure he
pipeline
rolling
and
over in his
sourcing
grave and
resources flow.
unlatching
Secondly, I'm
that
looking to
damn
make sure
casket.
that
And he
there's
about to whoop
certainty and
your ass
predictability
tonight.
so that those folks who have the
And your
leases in
mama
our
should be
country
shamed letting you
would have
continue
the
to tell this
certainty and
bullshit ass
predictability
story.
to go ahead and become energy independent. We should
And what the
focus
fuck
not
does your
just on
mama,
being energy
her
independent.
career got to do
We
with
should
this?
focus on being energy
Was she a civil
dominant.
engineer?
America is
A mechanical
the home
engineer?
to more energy resources than any other country on the planet. We can reduce the price of energy. We can reduce the price.
I know you a
of
grown ass
food
man,
and
but why
the
you got
price
such
of
toddler teeth in
electricity
your
if we
face?
focus on my
This,
build
what?
here, don't borrow from China plan that is embedded the Made in America strategy creates 10 million.
Is that a herpy above your lip?
In 3 different areas.
What was you
One
doing
is
last night?
Innovation. Second is the high-tech manufacturing. And the third is the energy economy. We have
You
an
know, that one little swollen
opportunity
eye
as
look like the end of
Americans
pink
to
eye.
actually
How you get that pink eye?
export the
And how you get that little,
surplus energy that we
how you get the boo-boo
create
on
in
your
our
lips?
nation and
Was it from literal
disconnect
boo-boo?
from China and from murderous dictators and tyrants around the world?
Trump is a murderous dictator and tyrant, but y'all keep him around. Tim Scott wants a pipeline. He definitely, yeah.
Well, actually, it does, to be honest with you. The way that the economy works is it works on the ability to
We're gonna frack.
excess
Time for
supply
fracking rock.
versus the demand. When that happens, confidence drives our
I
prices
promise
down
you,
because we know
the
there's
places
gonna be a
my
greater
brain
surplus.
go.
When you
Like,
have
who just
those
randomly
who
thinks
have
of Fraggle
leases
Rock?
to actually start drilling to
Jesus.
start using those leases for more energy excavation, you put our economy in the strongest position. And as a
Greed
result
is
of
very
that,
gross.
prices start going
That's why I
down.
say I would make a
That
piss
is the
poor
kind of
millionaire.
economy
I
that
really
as
would.
President of the United States, I would
I'm
lead
telling you,
this
I would buy
nation to
Neverland
making
and put
sure
like little
that we
cottages all
first use
around
the
it and just have
resources
people
of
living
our
there.
own country
People like, you gotta
and
vet
not
them. Vet them for
going
what?
outside of our
Technically,
country
we're
in
not
order
under the
to
same roof.
achieve our objective. You know, Proverbs
We'll just
22:7
be in
reminds
our
us
own little
that the
city,
borrower
just chilling.
is slave
We'll
to
call
the
it
lender.
Snacktopia
We have become an indentured
because you
servant
know
too
it's
often to
definitely
countries
on it.
like China. By having an energy
Ooh,
economy,
we could pay
we
people with the
start
food trucks to come
allowing
through.
this nation to
Yeah.
once again return.
What I say? Don't give me $1 million. We're gonna eat then. We're gonna have some fun. I ain't doing that shit by myself. The hell you got all this money for? It sitting in a room by yourself like Scrooge McDuck. The fuck? Hell no. We all gonna get together. Come on now.
All kinds of things to be able to get through school. And I did that because I believed in America. If you work hard and get the most out of your God-given ability,
And all these snacks I done seen all over the internet, baby,
you're working
listen.
hard and you're falling further.
We about to
and
try
further
all the
behind.
recipes.
I've met people in Iowa, New Hampshire, and all across the country who've talked about.
We're gonna make a
all the
list
burdens
of every
that they're facing
place
with the rising
that
prices.
Keith
And I've
Lee
heard from multiple
done
people the same story.
did a review
When they
on.
go grocery
Just
shopping,
fly them out. Like, we
what
got a
they now
kitchen
do
special for
is
you.
they figure out what they have
Can
to
you
take
cook for all
out
of
the
us?
cart once it's ringing
Fraggle
out, because
Rock
it rings
is
up
awesome.
so much faster and so much higher at the cash register that they
Don't
can't
give me no
afford
whole lot
the
of
full
money,
cart of
honey.
groceries anymore. We have to restore the
We're gonna be like
American dream
President
in this
Who?
country.
This
What
is
can you do
our
on
own
day one?
territory.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take all the
We
executive
seceded.
orders, the
You know what
regulations,
Texas
everything
keeps claiming they
involving
gonna do? We
Bidenomics.
seceded.
I'm going to rip it
This
up.
is the
I'm gonna
country
throw
of
it in the trash
heathens.
can on
Leave
day
us
one where
alone.
it belongs. That is going to give the economy breathing room, and I'm also going to rein in the Federal Reserve.
You don't know about giving the economy breathing room. You sued the largest employer for your state.
They botched it. Congress botched it. Both parties are to blame.
And then a whole nother corporation got the same benefits that the first corporation got. Use a dipshit.
Governor, thank you. Mr. Ramaswamy, weigh in on this. Ways that you can improve
Yeah.
people's financial condition in the short term.
Right, and as a CEO,
I'll be like
the economic
Oprah. You get a
question
hut.
is
You
core
get a
to
hut.
my
You
vision
get a
and
hut. Well,
policy
cottage.
prescription for this country. Increase the supply of everything.
I'm obsessed with cottages all of a sudden. I did some research one night when I couldn't sleep, and I was like, cottages are nice. Not enough space, not too much to have to clean up. It's cozy.
Taxpayer money to pay people more to stay at
I like
home
that.
instead of to go to work. Increase the supply of housing. People don't talk about this one in the Republican Party. The land use restrictions are constricting the supply of housing. That's making housing more expensive for ordinary Americans.
No. Y'all need to stop trying to keep building new housing when we have dilapidated housing that could be rebuilt instead of greedy millionaires and billionaires like yourself buying them up, holding on to them, and their credit score and credit rating increasing the market value of the neighborhood. And then those people who lived there for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years no longer can live there, and you still don't build it up. And then all of a sudden you take a neighborhood that formerly looked at as ghetto and turn it into something posh, but the people who move in that are posh don't want to adhere to the cultures and the traditions of the neighborhood and get pissed and want to call the cops on everybody. Fix the buildings that we have. If you do that, we would not have a fucking problem with homelessness. Because as soon as somebody has an address, look at all the things they can get. ID, jobs, assistance. I don't like you, Vivek.
That's part of the entire premise of the question.
But you do keep me motivated to drive across the bridge because I'm waiting to see you because it's going to be on site.
Because it drives every one of those other prices. Now food gets to your grocery store, it gets trucked. And those truckers have to pay for fuel for the
It's always been trucked, dumb fuck. You just now figuring out how we get food. Let me guess. A couple years ago, you didn't know the steak came from a cow?
Every bit of its potential. What happens in the future?
But now it gets trucked. This ain't 1910. We've been knew that the fucking food went on trucks. Y'all really do need to get on TikTok, okay? Because Truck Talk could explain all of this down to you a long time ago. You could have learned about per diem. You could have learned about over the road, short. Come on. Lord,
also not permit countries like Saudi Arabia and
the fuck Saudi Arabia got to do
their prices as well. And what they say
oh, now y'all finally admitting that the president ain't got shit to do with the gas?
Is putting more money in their pockets.
Because earlier this you kept lying to your constituency that the President Biden is why the gas going up. President Biden. He making your gas go up.
We will supply them with everything they need. That will also bring stability to the market. Energy is the key to bringing this down. It's what every American family needs when they turn on their lights, fill up their car, and go to the grocery store. And we need to.
Well, everybody don't fill up their car to go to the grocery store. Did you forget about the people who have to use public transportation? And technically, the public transportation should be free, but y'all keep telling people that socialism is wrong. But it's the socialism that pays for the upkeep of the public transportation, but then y'all make us pay for the public transportation on top of it.
Rural households about an extra $5,000. How would you specifically help rural Americans who are suffering right now?
Well, I'm a product of rural America. I grew up in rural South Carolina, and I can tell you what we're seeing now in America is the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. We have to go.
Bitch, your daddy was a professor at a historically black institution. Your mama started a clothing company that you decided not to take over, and neither did any of your siblings that shut down a couple of years ago. And you became the bookkeeper for said company and then the CEO. You grew up in kiss my ass.
We claw back the $500 billion of unspent COVID dollars that are out there. Instead of 87,000 IRS agents going after middle America,
kiss my ass.
Hundreds of billions of dollars of COVID fraud that exists. $1 out of every $7. We'll stop the spending. We'll stop the borrowing. We'll eliminate.
Where's the remote at? How much longer y'all gonna talk shit?
Doesn't go back to pre-COVID levels. That will cut trillions and allow us to be safe. We
hell no.
To be not energy independent, energy dominant. We are blessed with resources. Let's do it. But the reason
what resources? Should give the only resource y'all seem to have is black people.
Amount of ships in the Navy.
That is like
our interest expense.
That's your most profitable resource, black people.
Budget. So no one can give you that number realistically without first tackling.
Are they over there chit chat, bitch?
Situation.
Did y'all see that
number to give you that? We have got to understand this is a crisis. It is a national security concern.
Girl, it's a crisis that you ain't went over there and smacked the shit out of both of them.
In a few years, we're gonna look like
just
Japan.
Mush their hands together.
Dollar matters.
Ambassador, thank you very much, Kristen.
Americans could see Americans could see their Social Security benefits drastically cut in the next decade.
They better not. They better not, because that's what we pay.
Former President Trump has said, quote, under no circumstances should Republicans cut entitlements. Governor Christie, first to you. You have proposed raising the retirement age.
And I hate that they call it an entitlement, because
specifically, and would
it's your money.
Any other reforms to Social Security?
Sure, and we have to deal with this problem. Now, look, if
you asking a motherfucker who cut pensions to workers in the state that he was the governor of.
If he can't adjust to a few-year increase in Social Security retirement age over the next 40 years, I got bigger problems with him than his Social Security payments. And the fact is, we need to be realistic about this. There are only
y'all need to make up your mind, because I'm old enough to remember in the late 80s, early 90s, y'all were utilizing ageism so bad that companies started to put in age clause where that you had to max out and leave the company.
But on eligibility also. I don't know.
Now you're saying that people ain't shit. They too old for this. They too old for that. You're saying the biggest reason Biden should not run, and I'm talking about the GOP and their argument, y'all. We know that there's a different, there are bigger things that we can argue as to why Biden shouldn't run. Is his age. But now you're telling people to get to the age of Biden before you can collect Social Security. Pick a fucking struggle. Pick a goddamn side.
So that no one in this country goes to bed hungry at night if they have availability to that program. But I don't get a direct benefit.
If they have availability to the program.
Remember why it was established. It was established as a safety net program to make sure that no one would grow old in this country in poverty. That's what we got to get back to. Rich people should not be collecting Social Security.
Governor, can you give me a specific age? 69, 70? What would the age be?
Also, given that immigrants aren't supposed to be able to secure it, why y'all keep letting white Canadians collect it?
Have you weigh in on this, because you said in June that you would be open to raising the retirement age. Have you determined what that age would be specifically, and what other reforms are you looking at?
So
whatever age is the closest to what I'm going to be at.
On entitlements is not being serious. Social Security will go bankrupt in 10 years. Medicare will go bankrupt in 8. Right now, you have Ron and Trump joining Biden and Pelosi saying they're not going to change. Or
why would that happen?
Reform. What we
because you're giving so many tax breaks and tax shelters to rich people that they're not paying their portion, but they can draw from the pot. So the people who need it the most, that paid into it, don't get it.
On the wealthy. Bernie Marcus can tell you he hates getting that check. Limit the benefits on the wealthy, and then expand Medicare Advantage plans.
No, don't limit on the wealthy. The wealthy can afford that shit. They can afford to pay their own shit. That's why they hoarding all the damn wealth.
And can you give me a specific age? Have you determined the age?
Again, you have to work with Chris. What I can tell you is it's going to be those in their 20s just coming into the system, and it should reflect more of life expectancy.
20s coming into their system. Bitch, with a work permit, you can start working at 15. They take them Social Security.
So this is really important right now. We're working within the last window I believe we will have.
Bunch of millionaires sitting up on the stage telling the rest of us how we're supposed to survive.
Current seniors intact. I'll tell you how. The other candidates assume, like Nikki, that it can't be done. And on her math, she's right about it. But her math assumes $7 trillion.
She's the accountant.
National debt.
She I may not like her, but she is the accountant. She been a bookkeeper, an accountant, a CFO, a treasurer, all these things. I got to give it to her. That's the girl's credentials. You're not even good at biology, and you got a whole ass Ivy League degree in it.
Budget as the baseline. Start with 0.
The fuck you mean don't use last year's budget?
75% headcount reduction. Yes, that is severe. In the number of federal employees in the Washington, D.C. bureaucracy. Shut down redundant agencies that should not exist.
Well, I agree with that. We don't need ICE and Border Patrol. We just need one.
Maybe even 5% GDP growth if we really take the regulatory shackles off of our economy. And against that backdrop, I believe
no regulations on the economy. And you think
to be able to take care of our national debt problem through those severe measures, including sacrificing the foreign wars that many bloodthirsty members of both parties have a hunger for.
You keep saying both parties like you're not a, you know what, you just argued the first half of this debate, how we had to jump into these wars and how we had to do X, Y, and Z. Now you want to, do you? You sound like a 5-year-old. When somebody said, "What you want to be when you grow up?" I want to be Spider-Man, and a Hulk, and a doctor, and an airplane man, and I'm gonna do surgeries on the airplane while I fly to the moon. I could do it. I could do it.
Social Security. As President of the United States, I will protect your Social Security. The fact is that we're spending today about $1.1 trillion.
Nobody believes that you can protect your sphincter. Sit down.
On Medicare, about $300 billion on Medicaid, about $400 billion on veterans benefits, $1.7 trillion on annual appropriations. If we're going to actually,
I've seen your work during this impeachment inquiry. I don't believe you.
On seniors who have paid into a program.
So we're going to act like the disabled don't exist.
To them. The way you deal with it is number one.
We're not going to talk about the children of the deceased who need those benefits to exist.
Grows our economy at 5%. By doing so, you add trillions of dollars.
Because that's how y'all getting away with it. You act like there's just one little portion, one little slice of society that y'all trying to get rid of anyway. Because only in the United States are you so quick to disrespect the elderly.
Revenue will go down. 2018.
Yeah,
2017. What happened? Revenue went up by 3%.
The hypocrisy must be strong.
So what we know is that the Laffer curve still works. The lower the tax, the higher the revenue. And finally, if we're going to deal with it, we have to take our annual appropriations back to pre-2020, pre-COVID levels of spending, which would save us about $500 billion in the next budget window. By doing that, we deal with Social Security and our mandatory spending.
Thank you, Senator. Very quickly, would you raise the retirement age? Would you be open to raising the retirement age, or do you rule that out?
So you're going to take us back to pre-2020 prices?
In Iowa and watch the hard work.
Because remember, the supply chain issues that was a farce drove costs up as well as inflation. But we don't finish the sentence about the record-breaking corporate profits.
Or 3 more is actually challenging to the physical.
And see, with no regulations,
a different perspective. But for those farmers,
they will charge us $200 for a case of water.
I appreciate it. Governor DeSantis, finally to you, would you be open to raising the retirement age, and how
would you be open to going to hell, Ron DeSantis?
Well, look, as governor of Florida, I know a few people on Social Security, and I know it's important. My grandmother lived till 91, and Social Security was her sole source of income. And that's true for a lot of seniors throughout this country. So I'd say to seniors in America, promise made, promise kept.
You went to private school and 2 Ivy League colleges, and y'all had your grandma living off Social Security alone. Boy, you think the rest of us are as stupid as you are.
We have to reduce inflation. When you have higher inflation, the seniors get a cost of living adjustment, which means the program's spending more, but it doesn't cover the increase in the actual inflation rate. We also do need to get to at least 3% growth. You're never going to be able to have issues, be able to solve the budget without that. But I would note this. Congress for
you're absolutely right. They won't.
From Social Security. Social Security would have more tax revenue than it put out. They would take it and then they'd write an IOU to Social Security. Congress has a lot of dirty hands on this. I'm going to force Congress to stop.
Did you forget that you used to be in Congress?
And you know, one thing we have to do, we talk about the retirement.
And nobody in Congress liked you.
In the last 4 or 5 years. Life expectancy in the United States.
Not in the upper house, not in the lower house. Nobody. They won't even endorse you now.
When life expectancy is declining, I don't see how you could raise it the other direction. So it's one thing to peg it on life expectancy, but we have had a significant decline in life expectancy in this country, and that's just the fact.
All right, Governor DeSantis, thank you. Thank you, candidates. And we will be right back after a quick break from Miami, Florida.
Yeah, I think we've seen all we're going to see with this debate.
Can you take him downstairs so I can sleep?
I think we've seen all we can see on this debate. So we'll leave it here, and I will see you all tomorrow. I'll do a quick update on Trump's little craziness over on TikTok. But as always, thank you for joining me, and each one teach one, each one reach one.